Hey guys, welcome to Tickzon Mentorship Scheme, where we try to turn our hindsight into your foresight. Now today we're trying to show you how to manage your money like a boss. And look, and January is coming to the end, and I'm not gonna lie, January is one of them months here where paycheck here, you have to stretch it because you get that early payday in December, you go 6 weeks. Last year I remember I never looked at a payday and begged it to come so much, but now we're trying to show you how to run your accounts, run your money in a way that everything moves efficiently, everything basically moves out of your hands, and that, you know, you're not out here crying for payday. So that's what we're trying to do today. So we're gonna go straight into it, and we're gonna look at it in two ways: as a normal working person and as a student. And we're gonna start with the normal working person. So, in this life, like we said, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. So, I am going to throw some numbers out there. Bear with me. So, if you're doing like a normal graduate role, you'll probably get about 27,500, something like that. Let's say, I'm just gonna throw an arbitrary number.
After tax, after pension contributions, after NI, after all of that, let's assume that you take home around, let's say, I'm just gonna guess, let's say
21,000, okay. For easier numbers, let's say, after tax you do 24,000. So that's about £2,000 a month. Now you're gonna have to make this money stretch for you. So let's say £2,000, it comes payday. Now, what you want is that you want to fully automate the process to make sure that you can handle your spending very well. So if you don't know how much you spend per week, per month, etc., then firstly you want to go and learn how to make a budget. So you need to go and see your last 3 months of your statements, go through it and actually see how much you spend. Because most times the days where people need money the most is a couple of days before payday, and that's because they've overspent on what they're doing and they've missed, all their priorities. Now, let's say for example, so let's say you earn £2,000 per month. So this comes into your account, and the first place money should be going is to a savings account that is not in your main account, and this is the idea of to pay yourself first. So 10% of this should be going into an emergency fund / savings. So that's it. £200 should go there. That should be the first money that goes out, and you paying yourself first is very important, because most times when we get our income, the first person we pay is everybody else. We pay Amazon, we pay, Pretty Little Thing, we pay ASOS, we pay, Morrison's, we pay everybody, phone bill, everything, that goes first. Now, second of all, your bills money should be coming out. So, guys, when you get paid, you kind of want your money to be flowing like this. It sounds a lot, but so pay yourself first. 10% of it going to, we say 10%. Obviously, you can play around with these as much as possible. So £200, for example, goes there because you pay everyone else, but you don't pay yourself. And that's the reason why at the end of the day, you don't really work out. Now, if you don't know how to make a budget, go to our first video about how to make a budget, but this is just about how to kind of manage your money properly. Now, fundamentally, guys, actually, we'll come back to that later. So, pay yourself first, you go there. Then your bills money should be going one place. I suggest that you should be having like 2 or 3 accounts to make all of this function well, because what you don't want is that you want your bills. So your bills are normally a fixed cost per month, so you know how much it is. So for example, your rent is 600, your extra bills is 100. As I'm assuming rent includes utilities, and I'm saying bills is like phone bill, Netflix, all this kind of stuff should all be in one account. So let's say this is your main account, this is the account where all your bills and direct debits come in, so you know that your bills for that month is cool. Then you have a second account where that should go where your food, spending, etc. should be, and your third one should be a savings account away from your main account, from your main banking. Hey guys, so this whole palaver, I'm going to explain it. But this is just about, this is not about, well, this is similar to how you budget, so you can play around with the numbers how you wish and like, but this is how to manage your money so that you end up kind of like living a more fulfilled life. You know, January's come and gone, so we don't want to be in the stress that most of us were after Christmas. Now, fundamentally, guys, when you sort out your budget, if you don't have money for something, there's no shame in saying you don't have money for something. No one's going to stop loving you because of it. And if you're like a friendship, relationship, anything that's making you spend too much money that you don't have, then you might have to reconsider or have a conversation, open your mouth and say that what's wrong. Simple. So in this example, £2,000 a month. So pay yourself first, it goes to savings. Now I suggest 3 savings accounts, 4 if you don't trust yourself. Wow. 3 savings accounts, 3 accounts, 4 if you don't trust yourself. Now the first one is should be your bills account. So this would typically probably still be the money that this will be where all your direct debits, everything come out from. You already know how much you spend on, let's say, bills per month. So when I say bills here, I mean like a phone bill, maybe breakdown insurance, whatever. I'm just putting that at 100, assuming this is without you driving, or you can include that in your transportation cost. This is all to play around with. Your rent, £600, I'm assuming it includes utilities, and let's say this is what, £800 going into account 1. Now, account 2, or a separate savings account, so you want this to be automated. When your money comes in automatically, first thing that comes out is this pay yourself first. Automatic 10% of what you're earning, and this will be, should go to a separate savings account, separate from where you actually bank and your money comes into, because if you see it there, you convince yourself that, oh my God, this can work. Now, your second account, so first account to that, a separate savings account as your second account over there. Now your third account should be your food account. Now where I say you can make it 4 is because if you don't trust that you will overrun your food spending with your normal, because listen, we have to enjoy our life. This is entertainment, this is wants, this is needs. So this is life. So in this account, have your food money. So normally how I do it is that, let's say for example, I'm spending £200, or let's say I'm spending £100 a month. In uni, on food, I was doing like £50 a month because cooking saves you money. So £100 a month, let's say £100 a week, or £50 a week. So I'll have £200 coming to my account, and then that will go into a separate savings account in there, and it pays out £50 every Sunday for me to be ready for that week, and I go shopping. So you can have 400 there just flat, or you can have it inside the account and break it up into 100, paying from your savings account within that account. And the reason why I said you might want to have a 4th one to have your spending money, this is where you go for like nights out and everything, is to make sure that you are not overspending into your food one, because you don't want to start with lobster at the beginning of the month and end with Indomie. Pot noodles, come on guys, this is not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to give you a consistent stay in life. Now this one, charity of tithes, is always good to be giving, because the fact that we have tomorrow we cannot have. So whether in good deeds or whatever, however you try to do that, I say 5 to 10%. You decide, because as hard times come, you might want to reduce that or increase that. As much as all of this, you might want to reduce your rent, reduce your transportation by moving closer, or change your means of travel, your bills. If you don't need Netflix, you don't need Netflix. But if Netflix is something that you need, you don't need Netflix and Amazon Prime. It depends how you kind of weigh it up. If you've got that bill, if you've got that gym membership that you're not actually using, cancel spending. So this kind of makes you kind of look at it holistically. The one I would say is non-negotiable is your savings. But obviously, saving doesn't necessarily mean that you won't probably become a millionaire by saving. But no one thinks they're gonna get divorced on their wedding day. No one thinks about breakdown cover until they break down. You know, no, everyone forgets to read until the exam day. So you want to make sure, because in life your plans are going to be, you plan and life just looks at your plan and just like and just chucks it out the window. So this is a way to manage it. And this kind of like managing your account. The way to manage your account like a boss is to manage your account like a business, essentially. So the way I look at it, my main account, it comes in. So, before I go to that, I didn't speak about savings goals. Now, you have to understand, majority, if not all, your personal goals are financial goals. So, for example, let's say I want to go on holiday this year. Now, let's say, for example, that holiday is I've already booked the ticket and everything, but to buy it, to go there and spend, I want to spend £1,000, or I want to spend, £500. Saving goals, I can now say £100 per month is going for every month. Some people, they just go to that the month before and they go and get the 500. Now they come back and all these things are still waiting for you. This doesn't change even whether you go on holiday. These might not change, this might not change, and this probably you can just add to that. So you kind of want to do it in a way. So for me, money comes into my main account, which is my capex, capital expenditures. Cool, money comes in, X, then pay yourself first goes out, that's Y. Then my monthly spending money, just to go ahead, Z goes into account Z. Then my bills all come here, that's A, it stays in this account as my capex. This makes major expenditures. This is my OPEX, operational expenditures. So everyday usage. So let's say, for example, let's say that's 400, and then within it there's a savings account that goes straight into. Well, 300 go into that, and then every week it'll put out £100 into this account. Yep. And then savings goals. So for example, I want to go on holiday in the next 10 months. Then, depending on how many holidays, will depend on how many separate savings accounts in which £20 is going to, £30 is going to. Yeah. And then, that's going to, and then other stuff like, are you saving for a house, help to buy ISA, then this, maybe lifetime ISA. And then my play money, let's not call it play, that sounds wrong. Enjoyment. So this is the night out money, this is the gifts money and everything. If my money runs out, you're not getting anything. It's as simple as that. And this way, and plus I also, like I said, as much as the government taxes people, I have my own savings tax, which feeds back into that savings account. So this is how I essentially run my accounts, and it's all automated. I just, when this money finishes, I know that playtime is over. When, all of this just goes, and then no one's ever called me for a while. Where's wood? About bills or anything. So that just goes straight. And then you just sort out the thing. So if you kind of manage your accounts like a business, then 9 times out of 10 you'll be fine, and then you don't have to worry about it, and then you can make these adjustments. Then when emergency comes, I either go to my savings tax, I either go to normally I'll go for my savings tax, because there's different saving tax before I hit my emergency funds that you're building. And then when you go on holiday, when it's time for holiday, you're not skint. You got holiday 1, holiday 2. And then in your bills accounts as well, in terms of capital expenditures, you want to think about any overheads. Are you using any credit cards? Are you using any of those things? You want to make sure that you're paying them off in full. And then watch out whether your savings accounts actually have a decent interest. If not, then look for better savings accounts, because you want your money to be growing anyway as you're sitting in them. Because afterwards, you want to be investing. You want to save for 2 reasons: for a rainy day, for 3 reasons. For a rainy day, in terms of anything miscellaneous happens. In terms of emergency, so for example, emergency fund is a 3 to 6 months fund which you build, in which that you can basically save up 6 months or 3 months worth of expenses. So let's say if you spend £2,000 a month, you want to aim to save at least £6,000. It can take you up to 2 years to save this, but essentially, let's say Brexit's happening now, job market's happening, or you want to pursue another career goal. If you quit now, then you have 3 months or 6 months full of expenses of food and everything there to do, so you can have another tax or another savings for your emergency fund. And that basically protects you in case anything happens. So let's say, God forbid, and obviously you can hit that in terms of like, if a major something happens in your house or something like that. I don't say this for renovation. A renovation is not an emergency. If you're about to be homeless, that's an emergency. If you lose your job, that's an emergency. If it's family life or death, maybe that's an emergency, but not like for remodeling or something like that. If that's the case, do something else.